Hi Leo, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com, and this is your monthly forecast for June 25th. Leos, it's quite a spectacular month. We have a full moon that is happening in Sagittarius. In fact, this entire year is a year of eclipses. We've had a solar eclipse followed by a lunar eclipse. We've had a full moon last month in Scorpio. And this month we have a full moon in Sagittarius followed up with a lovely trine between Jupiter and Uranus, followed with a Saturn that is going retrograde for 3 weeks. So quite an exciting month. We begin this month with a full moon in Sagittarius that is happening in a part of your chart that has to do with love. It has to do with romance. It has to do with creativity and children. So this is a time where you are going to be wanting to have more fun. There's just going to be a desire to just get out there and let the inner child in you come out and be lighthearted and enjoy life. And it's also a time for those of you who have children. You're going to be finding either your children are, there is some accomplishment that is there. There's a lot of sense of pride that is there. Or it could also be that you could be helping your child maybe achieve his or her own dream. It could be that child is a musician or wants to be a musician, so you could be focusing or rather channelizing his energy more into creative pursuits, and there could be just a lot of happiness, a shared joy that could be experienced during this time. For those of you who are in publishing, who are authors, painters, actors, writers, models, anything that has to do with a creative bent are really going to be flourishing this month as well. It's a great time wherein that I think also because it's a full moon and the energy is that it has reached a sort of completion, you would be feeling quite confident of yourself. You're going to be feeling quite sure of the projects that you undertake at this point of time. There's just going to be a lot of sense of a sense of accomplishment that is going to be there in most of you. You will also be having an innate desire to be pouring your heart out to a lover. There's just going to be this need to express yourself during this time. So for some of you who are not too prone to are not really verbose, could surprise yourselves by getting into this entire dialogue with your loved ones and telling them, expressing as to how exactly you feel. Around the 6th, we have the gorgeous Venus, and she is going and joining the benefactor, the great benefactor Jupiter. And this is happening in a part of your chart that again has to do with you, yourself, your life goals, and how it is that you want the world from outside to see you. And it's quite a fantastic aspect. And for you, Leo, especially, Jupiter has been there in transit for a long time now, for almost close to about 2 years, and that aspect would finish in August. That's the time where Jupiter will move again. So everything that has been happening to you since the last 2 years has been quite phenomenal. It has been quite exciting. And for those of you who have not been leading such exciting or such really phenomenal or I would say even to a certain extent have been dealing with quite challenging times, it's really a time where you are being urged to see things or even not just see things as to how they are, but also to have that internal clarity of your own capabilities, of your own inner strength. So overall, quite a beautiful time. And this is a time some of you can go searching for new love. It's a time where you are going to be going outside and especially again for those of you who have been in a challenging relationship for a while and have come out of it, not really a rebound, but you could find yourself in, the healing has happened, that you can go out now and be loved, be nurtured, be taken care of. This is also a time if you want any kind of an outward say a wardrobe change to happen or an appearance change to happen. It's a brilliant time to be doing so because the transit is quite fantastic to be making any kind of a change. It's also a great time for cosmetic surgery. I don't advocate it, but the planets are extremely conducive for that. So you can go all ahead, change your wardrobes, change your appearances. Also, this has to do even in correction in habits, in characteristics. Sort of there is There's certain things that need to get changed, and if you have not been sort of been able to do it for a while, it's a great transit to be doing that. Now, Mercury goes direct on the 12th, and Mercury has been retrograde since the last month, since about May 18th. And Mercury starts going direct from the 12th of June, and she is affecting a part of your chart that has to do with your groups of friends, it has to do with your travel plans. So, it could have happened in the last month or so. A lot of you could have experienced. Say maybe there's been some glitches in travel that has happened, or you could have found that just getting together with people, groups of people, maybe it's been more of a task. But now you'll find when Mercury goes direct, the travel plans come out more smoothly, that you're able to sort of hang around with your friends more easily, similar minded people with similar goals, similar visions, similar hobbies. Even if you belong to a similar club, you'll find that everything is just sort of opening up, it's just smoothing out. And around the 15th, the big daddy planet Saturn, he is going retrograde. Now he has been in this part of your chart, that's your house of Cancer, your home. And he's been there for about 2.5 years, and now it is going retrograde again for about 3 months. And this is just to Saturn has this thing to sort of go back, like it's a typical parent planet. You'll check back and see, oh, what I taught, have you learnt it well or not? So Saturn is going back out here, and it's going to be asking you questions about your past related to attachments. It generally speaks about attachments to your past. How it is that you, have you been able to let go of the emotional baggage? Have you really moved on? What is it that is really holding you back? This is also a time where it's really called as a spring cleaning of the psyche. So you could, so if there is anything that needs to be sort of, it's a deep-seated conditioning, it has to do with something. So Saturn is coming back to check that whether you have started looking at things differently, whether you have let go of the emotional baggage, and whether you have moved ahead or not. Now we have a new moon on the 16th in Gemini, and this is again happening in a part of your chart that has to do with groups of people. So a lot of focus around your friends, larger groups of people, extended families, and even travel. So with new moon out there, you could find a lot of opportunities to either travel together or organize clubs or be a part of larger groups with people who have similar passions and hobbies. And this also is a time where there's some amount of a financial angle to it. So it could be that all of you are working towards a similar goal. People who think together are trying to work towards a similar goal, which in turn will get you the money. Now, entire month, Leos, there's that lovely trine between Jupiter and Uranus, and this now Jupiter, of course, is a great benefactor, and he expands everything, and he's a planet of good fortune. And Uranus is this quirky, unpredictable, chaotic planet, but he brings along with it a lot of inspiration as well. And he is going to be both the planets combining are going to be giving a lot of opportunities for you to be traveling abroad, to be traveling overseas. And it can also be that suddenly you may meet a partner or an interesting person from another country, and it could be a brilliant joint venture. Maybe you could be speaking with partners across the seas, and it could just work out to be a lovely conducive collaboration for you. So, and all these things can happen suddenly. You may not be really thinking about it, but it could just happen suddenly. You need to keep in mind, however, that with Uranus, things seldom happen if you're sitting holed up at home. So you need to be getting out, you need to be networking, you need to be meeting up with a lot of people, and you need to be saying yes to as many as invitations as possible. And that shouldn't be a problem for you, Leos. So quite a fantastic month, a lot of travel, a lot of hanging around with like-minded people. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Leos. I'll see you soon next month, and thank you so much for watching.